Okay, I'm back. Now that was Satan's first attack in the garden to pollute the seed line in which Christ would come through. And what resulted was Cain, which are the Kenites, which is the bloodline now, which call themselves Jews but do lie, who have become priests and all sorts of things, even in Christ's time. He called them out. And these are the ones who are bringing the New World Order in, and to bring their father in, Satan. Okay? Their rock is Satan. Ours is Yahweh. And their vine is not our vine. We're going to go over Deuteronomy because you need to know that. But you just have to know that Satan has always attacked. He went into the land of Israel first with the giants, the progeny of the fallen angels. The fallen angels took Adam's progeny, the women, and seduced them. Okay, this is why God was so against intermarrying with the nations. He wanted the bloodline to be clean. And there were many times when, if God would not have intervened there, it may have prevented Christ to come through. So this is why Joshua had to go in and clear out the land so that they could inhabit it. And now, see, the good figs and the bad figs. The Kenites are there and the real Jews are there. And remember that there are 12 tribes. But they want to be king. They want to be the rulers and the leaders of the world. And they want Satan to be God of all. Don't fall for that one. Now, let's go. And another thing that I was saying on chapter 4, starting with, let's see, with verse 16, talking about Cain going to the nations, the ethnos at that time, which was around Israel at the time. The Garden of Eden was around Israel. And the Cain was not in Adam's lineage, and he would have been in Adam's lineage had he been a son, no matter what he had done. Enos was put in there, and he went the way of Cain. Okay? Cain was a result of what happened in the garden. And Eve conceived twice. She had Abel in her stomach or in her womb, and she had Cain from two different fathers. And this is the fight that we're now. The Kenites hate Mother Israel. They hate us. They come in. They take over. They try to bring in their rulership communism. Esau did the same thing. That's why he's way up north. He wasn't given the promised land. In America here, it's beautiful country. We get the best of everything, and we have. In God we trust on our money. But all this, the New World Order wants to change. Okay. The chapter 5 is the generation of Adam. And it's really interesting, but I won't go over it right now. But if you take a look at Adam's with Cain's, you'll know that the names are similar. So, all right. So, chapter 6. Let's see. Okay. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. These are both the ethnos and of Adam. He didn't just have, one child. He had more, and daughters. And the fallen angels are trying to utterly destroy the bloodline of Christ. Let's see, daughters were born unto them, and this is a regional place. It's not across the earth, it's in the region that they were in. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. It's kind of creepy now. This is why Paul says, you need to have the covering of Christ over your head because of the fallen angels. Okay, they love women. They like men too. They're perverted, and so men should do that too. But they're coming back. And the Lord said, these are the descendants of Adam, my spirit shall not always strive with man, with the descendants of Adam, for that he also is flesh. This is the supernatural beings that are copulating and bearing children, yet his days shall be numbered 120 years. So this is the first generation. Back then, Methuselah lived like 998 years. One day with the Lord is as 1,000. So, if you cannot be in flesh and be with the Lord. See what I'm trying to say? So, he was just a little shy of it. And there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, the flood, there was another influx. When the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And we hear a lot of, the Greek mythologies and the Samaritans. There is a lot of history out there, although corrupted in a strange sort of way. You have to discern it, but it's true. This actually happened, and they're going to try to do it again. But as far as there's not enough time for them to bear children unless like the the time shortened, such as, maybe it takes a month. These are supernatural beings, so maybe it takes a month for them to be fully developed for birth. Who knows, But they will be eating and drinking and marrying again with these fallen angels. And God saw that the wickedness or perverseness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. That's really Satan. I mean, him and his crowd, they have no regard. It's all about themselves and taking care of themselves. I mean, these beasts. I'm going to have to do another study because it was horrific back then. There was a reason why the flood. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. God made everything after their own kind, and with these fallen angels, they perverted that. They started mixing, creating new hybrid stuff. And we see that today, clones. We see all sorts of abominations going on. What we do see, but what do we not see? You see? But that will all come out when Satan comes on board. And it's going to be, it's not going to be like society as we see now. It'll be like a utopia when Satan is here. If you're fooled and deceived, you're going to think this is pretty cool. But if you know that it is the deception. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So he found, Noah, just like Lot, he saved, out of Sodom and Gomorrah. And he will do the same thing for you in these end times. When it comes time that we need to leave to get to safety before the planet X crosses, he'll let you know. Either with, it could be the two witnesses alerting us. I know for my own personal self that an angel is going to wake me up, tap me on the shoulder and say it's time. And I have to leave then. And it could be that he does the same thing for you. Because I'm nothing special, I'm just a messenger. So, we got this 13 minutes, but I'm having trouble with these uploading, and a lot of times people don't want to watch my very long videos that I make. So I'm going to keep these short but packed full of information. So I will make a new one coming up.